Hey, good morning, everybody. Checking my mic. We seem to be good to go. Pictures up. Yeah, we had some interesting news yesterday with AMD, one of our favorites to trade, having really bad earnings, and they've plunged over 6%. I'm reading some of the news Charlie put up. NVIDIA is down 2. Basically, that interview that Trump did on CNBC yesterday had more effect than I thought on the chip market. So that kind of brought things down. I was looking at stuff today, so I'll go over it with you a bit to see what we might do this morning, what I'm going to trade. Is here the Disney slides, despite streaming partnerships, they're hard to trade because they don't get enough volatility for us. So to remind you on the scanners, guys, this is the custom scanner that I coded in. And it basically is for the ones that have over 100,000 in volume per 1 minute candle. So that's 1 minute over 10 days. This is 1 minute, just 1 day. This is today. And look at that. This one's up today. I don't know what the news is on that. But I have this detached up here. But look, our main people have dropped. So we've got some different stocks to look at today based on higher volume. Actually, is this just out of order? Oh, there we go. I was going to say, like, geez, that was all right. That makes more sense. I had this not the volume not done correctly. But anyway, so, if you haven't picked this up, they have this over at the $1 Million Margin Club. But you can, this has got coding in it, but you can pretty much get what you want if you try to do it yourself. Thinkorswim's pretty good about that. But why don't we go ahead and start to set this up, guys? So for all of you that are new, I am the professor with Day Trading for Success, the head trader here, and I am going to be trading live this morning. I like to see that. Look at Apple go up. Nice. Although I was looking at Apple today as a consolidating option. But anyway, so a head trader here, and what we try to do is we try to trade large cap and mega caps that have consolidated. So we're looking for stocks that aren't going to have huge swings, and then we're trying to go work off their channeling and levels based on their consolidation pattern. That's what basically this strategy is for this month. Last month we did something similar. This time we've raised our goal to try to make $150 minimum a day for in 30 to 40 minutes that I will trade. I usually take an opening trade, which is craziness, but just for fun. So be careful about that. You don't want to do something that is just for fun necessarily. So I do consider myself a teacher, a former math teacher, and I do show what I know, but I am not a licensed financial advisor, so you need to seek the advice of someone that you trust before you try to emulate any of the trading styles that I show here. And keep in mind, I'm just a human being having a good time and making money. So I will pass on what I know as I can, but you guys, you've got to make your own decisions. Some of the other things that I do here, I do myself, is I only go in 25% of my position with this strategy, which is based on a swing trading strategy where you're waiting for the price to get where you want, usually on a dip. And it looks like it's not going to get there, so you don't want to miss the trade entirely. So you enter in partial of your position, planning to add to half or full as it drops down. But if it doesn't drop down, at least you're in a position as it goes up. And that's a swing trading strategy that you might hold for several days or several weeks. But it does work for large cap trading, scalping, in my opinion. That's how I do it. Or I will enter 25%, and then if the price action goes against me, I won't add to it right away to get a better price point. I'll wait for it to kind of stop, rest, and turn around, or show me some sign that it's turning around, and then I might get into half or even full as it's going back in my direction. Always keep in mind your max loss per trade when you're trying anything like that, that's going to supersede. So, 25%. So if you're normally trading 50 shares, you might even want to go down to 5 or 10 shares and, take more trades and take little wins. That's what I would do. I would look for little baby steps to move up, which is what I advocate. So how do we set these things up? It seems like I haven't been having enough time in the morning, so I'm going to go over these all. So I am going to mark out Apple. You saw how I did the Fibonacci on a 10-day. This is a 10-day 5-minute chart, and that's the high and the low. So it's always, you mark a Fibonacci, you snap it from left to right, drag it down and snap it. Now, it could have been low to high. It doesn't matter. It's always left to right. And then what happens is, this is historical data, pretty much the oldest historical data that is in existence. So as far as marking things out, and you're looking for support and resistance levels. So you can see I mark them there, and look at this channel based on that fib, which is way up here down to here. See that channel? And that's, I was looking at this earlier, like, this is really good, but it just broke it. So let's see if it goes above here, or if it's going to maybe create a channel to trade here today. But we also will look for other historical data levels. And what that means is where the stock has stopped, it rested and abruptly turned around, like you see that in the open session. I like to mark those on open sessions, not necessarily after a pre-market, unless I get some smoothing, a lot of smoothing. What that means is I'll start looking at an open session, and then I might move it slightly depending on how many times it hits on a not open session. See how that just absolutely respected that, tapped it up here again, absolutely respected it, and then in the open session it did it again. So that's a historical data level that I would probably respect if it came back down to it, to help me decide whether to get in or get out, add to my position, or what I might do. So you're always looking for just any edge you can get to help you. I probably would mark this level here too. It's not as strong as you can see, and the fib already picked up that dip. So right now, that's about as much as we could mark out Apple to trade it on support and resistance levels. Now, I don't do trend lines on this strategy. I just do support and resistance levels based on historical data. But then I used indicators. On this 5-minute chart, we have the market multi-chart alignment, and this has the 5-minute, 15-minute, 30-minute, 1 hour, and 4 hour candlestick patterns versus that chart time. So you can see what these traders are looking at. A lot of traders only trade the higher time increments. So you want to look at that just as, again, something else to go, hey, what are they looking at before I go into this trade? It looks like everybody's looking to go down. Now, pre-market, you don't want to, you don't put as much weight on those. I also have, is it trending? Well, it's trending up right now. How strong is that trend? So there's a lot of indicator videos that explain how these custom indicators work, because these are all done for prop firms, so they're professional indicators that if you don't have, I recommend you get them. You don't need them all, but depending on how you trade, this is really good for swing trading, or if it starts to trend and you're in a position so you can see the strength of it. So there's a lot of videos I was saying that show exactly how these work. At the $1 Million Margin Club, they have the mathematical formula about how the indicator works too. And then they have videos over there called the Toolbox series. I'm going to be putting some out myself about how I use them, so look for those coming up. This is the market pulse, so it's telling you the QQQ, the SPY, the TLT, the bonds, and then the UVXY, the fear index, what's going on there. Good to know in the moment. And this is the capital one that would basically tells you if you're going to be in a margin problem. So this is all in the 5-minute chart. And on the 1-minute chart, you have the risk oscillator, which is so important because it's going to give you an average of the last 9 candles up or down. And what is their price range? So when you get in a trade, you can kind of see, like, you can watch the pennies add up, like, hey, how far should I go safely based on prior data? Everything's based on prior data. That's all we really got, right? And then down here, the ScalpMeter Pro is really, it tells you if the volume's picked up from the previous candle, meaning, hey, surge is strong that way. Obviously, going up is the surge right here. And as I zoom in on this, you'll see this big mess, but we can take a look at Apple, since I just zoomed in on it. So that's that candle that just said, hey, we have a strong going up. Again, we are pre-market, so this isn't as good. Now, this is part of the multi-time alignment. I split it. I put the labels over here, and I put the 5-minute increments here so you can see. So as it comes to a new 5-minute increment, see how many of these, that's 3 5 minutes or a 15-minute, right? There's a 30-minute. See how many other traders are looking at this data just before it crosses that line. Really important. So you saw me mark out the historical data. Now I'm looking at these indicators to help me. The MACD is telling me when the price is going to go down. An arrow comes up. A lot of people have that on a indicator below their chart. This just takes all the guesswork out of it. It literally just tells you, hey, it says it's going to go down. Do you want to listen to it or not? The other one here, which is the buy-sell oscillator, says, hey, it's going to go up. So based on RSI, based on EMA. So they're all based on prior data indicators. You can see here I have the VWAP, the 9 moving average, the 14 moving average, the 20 moving average. I use these two as guidelines, but these are taking those and doing a lot of the work for me, the buy-sell oscillator and the MACD. So yes, the chart's a little crowded, but in the moment when you're trading, you're going to be really, really happy when you have this big picture, like what is it saying to do? Then you want to look at the overall price action. This also tells you what's going on right inside of the candlesticks, guys. So this is really a good indicator. So I don't think I touched on every indicator, but there's a lot of videos that do. I always keep the news up on this layout as well. And then I showed you the scanner. I have it up here on my watch list that I will, it's a little longer here, but I have 6 screens, so I let it go across to the other screen. So I can click on these really quick as I have it set, and I can just change my stock without opening anything else up. So that's right above here. And we just marked out that. I don't know if we want to trade AMD today. Let's get I don't think I can trust the levels because of what just happened. So we always say in this strategy that you pretty much don't want to trade with a news catalyst. You just don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if I can trust the Fibonacci historical levels much. I mean, I'll mark them, but I don't think the stock's going to move like it normally moves. So because of that, I would take the data that happens in the moment, and that's what I would look at. So you would see me, let me just mark this. Trying to get that exact spot. I'm looking for the 60 cents. That's close enough. These are just guidelines. Remember, you don't want to just say, hey, go turn around, take a trade. But as you can see, they do come in handy, showing you kind of what's going on. But what I meant by I would want to see this price action in the open session, and then I might do some leveling right there, marking some support and resistance based on how it moves. So you'd want to let this get into like 11 to 15 minutes into the market before you even consider it, this stock. So that was Apple. Now let's take a look at the semiconductor. Do we have news here? Yeah, so that's got... oh, wow. So this is one of the things... Needham adjust their super microcomputer price to 60 from 39. So that's probably why it gave a burst. And they have it down here from 53 from 41. So everybody moved this up slightly. Goldman Sachs is the most conservative there. So we want to, that's what's probably driving this move. Let's take a look at the 5-minute on this. So these are really, really old. So we'll get rid of these and see if we have... Why I'm not on my pan. Okay, so that's a fib level that you can work with, but it did just drop off. Well, it raised it, but it went down. So the volume is down, not up. I thought it was going to be up. I didn't actually look at the price action. So I don't know. That's slightly scary. Again, we have a catalyst, so we have a problem with trading this strategy, which is based on the RV strategy. I'm going to start... I've been putting the books on with links to them that I like, but I'm going to put them in order of what I think is the most important book to read and to live your life by at trading. Again, I think I would mark these levels because of that big move as it opened and started to trade. So this is not one that I would want to keep trading. I would want it early trade. So let's take a look at NVIDIA now. So it's done some consolidation, came down from its 85, 185. It did have that kind of pre-market dive here. It went up. It didn't quite make it back to its open, so it's interesting. Fairly consolidating. Its news, its catalyst just based on the tariffs, basically. Just he's talking about Trump is just, God, What a character, if you want to put it in the nicest way, I guess. Just, well, I didn't call it. He called me. And I'm just like, nobody cares. It's all about the ego on him. But it was enough to shake the confidence, people trying to figure out, what is he saying? What is he saying? And then that put the people worrying about the tariffs here. It's so emotional, the market, right? Again, this is just my opinion. Don't send me nasty letters. I'm not saying I'm anti-Trump. I'm pro-Trump. I'm not saying anything. I'm trying to be non-political. What I worry about is what happens to the market based on whoever says what. And then we have to try to figure that out because we are trying to trade with the crowd, okay? That's what support and resistance levels are. There's stuff that's happened before, and we're trying to trade with the crowd. So we want to look at those, and we want to, as well as with the indicators too, and then we want to jump in and jump out based on what the crowd is doing. So if the crowd thinks that the market's going to go down or go up based on comments made by whomever, then we have to consider that. And that's all what I mean by trying to gauge what he said at that CNBC interview yesterday morning. You can see that the stocks tanked, the chip stocks tanked literally right as that interview was happening. So I'm looking at this level here, basically looking at the smoothing there and seeing if there's any place else we can pick that up definitively. Again, it's like right here too. It keeps going to that level. There's not a strong open session turnaround. Well, actually, that was. So that's probably something to just maybe look at. Let's see, did that get smoothed over there? Yeah, it kind of did. So that got picked up there. Not too strong. Neither of those are real strong. I wouldn't look at those as. Wow, that one, that's on the fib. So. Yeah, this one kind of hit across here. Yeah, so it dipped down right there. Got picked up quite a few times right at that level for some, well, at the 179. So as I start to trade, you'll see the even and half dollar indicator pop up on my 1 minute chart, which marks every half dollar and every even dollar, because that is also where the crowd trades. So making a note of those is probably a good idea to help you make a decision. Everything helps you make a decision. That's like almost overmarked what I could do here. Well, maybe down here in case it drops. Yeah, does that? Here's the open session. Wow, okay, so that's pretty respected in that level over a period of days. That's about all we can do for that one. We did Apple, AMD. Now, this had a lot of action yesterday, and I traded a lot of, I think I traded this after we got off yesterday. Did really well. So we'll try to give an update on that soon. Well, I should have probably just cleared all these all at once, but I'm thinking that the fib looks like it's okay. So at this point, I'll just remove the rest of these that are from intraday and aren't as well as respected. That one is respected. It looks like it got respected. And then here's your high where it dropped off. So we'll mark that for now, basic area. And then did this do anything? Not really. It kind of almost tapped it there. I would go by the fib level more than anything. So I'm not going to change the fib up to this. I'll just mark that. This could be a contender. I mean, it went way up though, but it's consolidating for the second day. So it might fit within the strategy today. We've only got 4 minutes. Let's take a look at Tesla here. Sorry, news on this. This might be one I try to trade at the open. Interesting. I am not going to trade that stock at the open. Let's take a look at the setup for it. That's our 2-day fib mark still. Yeah, I think I would hold those levels the way that is right now since we're running out of time. And I am thinking I want to go Apple today. Now, I don't know if that'll be the consolidation thing or just the open thing here, but what was the news on Apple? Well, that's it. 918 story. When did that flash up there? That's 810. Trump said something about Apple. It's almost all you need to know. if it's not negative. So that we got a minute here, so I'm going to get ready to trade, guys. I think I'll lower my opening trade I'm going to look for a dip and go long, even though it might be a retracement since it's pulled up, as you can see. But let's see. I don't recommend doing this trade. Remember, I'm not a licensed financial advisor. You should seek the advice of somebody that is licensed before you try to trade. Following me in any way, I can be crazy, but I do think that this strategy based on the RV strategy, day trading volume 1, that I'm about, not the open move that I'm going to make here, but the one that we're going to look for consolidation, I'm going to trade along with you guys. I'm going to trade, and you can trade along if you so desire. But is a viable strategy, and it's, all last month we made our goal. I mean, I showed the goal could be made, and here we go. So let me zoom this in a little more here. I didn't talk about the market magnet, but as the day goes on, you're going to see the value of that indicator. Most of you watching probably already have all this. This might be for people that tune in after this and watch the video after. Interesting, huh? It could just go way back down to 202. So I've got to be careful. That's $300 before you know it, right? On 100 shares. MACD sending it down. I'm not going to jump instantly in. The fib could be a level to hold it. That's only 55 cents down, though. Here we go, 8 seconds. See what we got. Everything's working for you guys, right? Some people say they get delay. Other people are saying no delay. So I don't know with the streaming. Wow. I wish I would have jumped in it now, huh? Wish I would have, could have, should have jumped in that. I'm more inclined to go on a retracement as this goes up. Meaning take a short. See if it hits the 50 cent. I don't think it's going to hit the 50 cent. Oh, there it goes. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get in there. Could be risky. I had a short victory there. I'm going to take a little trade if it grabs me. It didn't grab me. So if I had to go half into my position, I'm not sure if I want to, actually. Now I'm watching the price action, getting concerned. So I'm going to buy out of this thing pretty quick here if it keeps going up. Oh, it's going to keep going. Wow. So it is feeling very positive about itself. Had an opportunity to get out, but I went in on the bid. So this is definitely a risky trade now. So the news is really, I guess they're counting this news as being really good news, right? So I might want to just take a loss here, guys, and just not add to this. Let's see what it does at this fib level. I wouldn't want to add till it turns around anyway. So that's at the 42 mark, 42 cents. Yeah, it's going to break it. Yeah, I'm just going to get out. That was a bad trade. So I should have gone long. Now I want to see if I should go long here. I hate chasing stuff, So, it's like 60 to 70% of the time this works for me. It's a little exhilarating, but it's not something I recommend. Wow, it's just deciding that this is. So this is all like White House. This is all good news. So I'm going to try to buy it off the dip here if I can get it. If there's a dip, there's no dip. I'm just going to get in and try to ride this up a second and try to get back some of this. So I'm at 26 cents, which is kind of high. Well, I'm near the high. So it hit a 50 cent and turned around. So we're looking for the next surge up. I hope some of you just took that long and just went with it. Had we jumped in long right when the market opened, it would have been fantastic, right? Now, you're not going to see me reverse here like we do with the RV strategy. It's holding its own, which is good, so I'm staying fairly confident it's going to blow that level. There it goes. I'm going to take profit as it climbs here. Let's see. Yeah, I'll take that first bit. So I'm down to 78 bucks negative. Look for a dip. Dip off the, if it drops below the 50, there's 41.39. I'll take that. Would I get that at 43? We're looking for a continued rise. We're chasing a little bit, trying to get back the bad trade. I have no data to do this other than how it started. So it's definitely a risky move. Now I can look at the whole and half dollars here and think about it. Is this when it's going to pull the retracement on me? Now I wish I would have gone short, of course. So as it starts to go back up, if it does, then I will add to half of my position. It's not going up though. I'm looking at the level 2 and trying to determine, there it goes. I'm going to go ahead and do that based on what I just saw and hope that I didn't make a mistake. It was a little soon, but I was only at 25% of my position, so 200 shares now, looking for a recovery. And I went in a little too soon, looks like. Come on, baby. There it went. That's what I thought was going to happen a minute ago, and it fell off before that happened. So let's get up there a little higher. I'll take that. So now I'm down to only $42 down. I'm just trying to recover, right? Had I not taken that first trade, I'd be doing just wonderfully. So let's see if we can get another dip or if it's just going to take off. Hope a lot of you are long and doing good. I'm chipping away, not getting greedy, still thinking it might have a big retracement, so I'm kind of playing it cool just in case, you know. So the spread's not much, so I have been using market. Well, that would have been a good trade already if I picked it up down there. Wow, there it goes. Boom. So 208. 209. I might short off that level, guys, for a retrace because it's been giving us some retracement action. So let's see if it hits 209 and I can get a small short for a little tiny break here. So market magnet starting to be affected. All this price action coming in here. Looks like it's going to make a big play today. So that's good news for people holding Apple. It's looking pretty good early here. I don't see a pullback happening here, so I'm just really hesitant to chase this up without some kind of a dip, you know. Shoulda got in. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. I was thinking long again. I stopped thinking the retracement as I'm watching the price. Oh, there we go. All right, what did I get that at? 82? That's definitely chasing it. 208.82. 209.08 is the high. Now I get the retracement. Hopefully it's just a minor one. People are taking profit here. Putting me in harm's way. I want it to reverse and start to go up before I add. Starting to show signs. There it goes. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in a little early on the recovery here to go back up and see what we get here. $6 down. So if you're not noticing what I'm doing, I get in and I manage the bad position by, like, it went against me on the dip. It kept dipping. And then I waited for the price action to turn around before I added into half of my position. So that lowered my price that I had it at and made it much quicker for me to make a profit and get out. Am I holding this into longer moves? No, I'm not. It seems like it's making a flat top here, like it might be stopping and resting. I don't know if that means it's going to push right through, or it's going to just sit here or fall off. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen. I'm waiting for more data. The magnet's right here. That fib level seems to be respected. That's the 50% mark. Although they're all even support and resistance for this strategy. That is also the even dollar right there, 209. So that's another. So you got a lot of stuff, the top of the market magnet. You got a lot of stuff turning it around right here. So it has to make a real play to break that. Now it's long enough data so I can look at this scalping indicator down here. 62 cents target up, 20 cents going down. That is accurate now because we are past into the we're on the 8th minute, actually, nine minutes, so it's not quite accurate yet. So the next question would be, if it blows the 209, do you ride it high or do you try to catch it down? You can see volume has decreased a lot, and it was more volume going down right there. That blue changed the cyan color and the alarm went off. We're right at the magnet, which makes sense. You look at what the 15-minute are seeing. The only 5 minutes, the only one that's looking down here for everybody. But the overall market seems to be going down. Wow, yeah, the super micro is going down. AMD is continuing to go down. NVIDIA is down from the close of yesterday. Apple is up by $6 still. So yeah, I didn't see that happen. I think that is that the 208? Yeah, I kind of wish I wasn't looking away from the screen. I think I would have gone long there on the 208, so I missed it. So I'm looking for that to come dip back down. It's at the 50 cents now. I think it's trying to recover here again. I'm going to go ahead and go in there off the 50 cent and at least try to get green, which I finally did. Yay, after that total debacle in the beginning, I am now green, guys. So we're going for $150 today. I'm only trading 100 shares, so if you've made the PDT rule, this should be no problem, even with the 200 that I went up to. So basically, I took that move on consolidating action, and I was only going for like a very short 10 cents of this at the most. So I think I got 12 or 15 cents out of it. But now we're coming up to the flat top. So here it is. Like, is it going to break it? Or is it going to retrace off of that? I'd be more inclined to go short as it gets up there. So that's at the 209. And then manage a bad position for a second. But it's dangerous. We don't really have enough, since it's a catalyst, since it's a news story, we don't have enough data to try to trade this channel trading yet. We are past the 11th minute. Apple's a fairly safe stock to trade, but figure it could go $1 or $2 against you when you're setting your share size if you get stuck. So 100 shares could be $100 or $200 against you. So 10 shares, then you're only 10 or $20. So that's the way you should look at it. But I don't think you have to worry much more than that. On its ATR for Apple right now is $4.30. So half of that, $2.15. You don't usually look at the whole amount of the ATR because that means a serious trend. It's already done that. It's already done its whole ATR. So my ATR must be down here somewhere, right? Yeah, way down here. There's the ATR high on the RV strategy. And then this is the ATR high overall. So we're outside those ranges. 209. So here we are. I'm going to short it. I'm being bold. Already had money. I'm going to take a little win because I don't like the way it's moving. I think it's going to break that fib. So be careful here, guys. If I can get a dip on a buy is what I'd prefer, actually. There it goes. So I'm glad I don't have a short right now. I got out quick based on watching the price action at that flat top there is making. So it's already blown the flat top, and now it's look at this go up here on the scalping indicator. I kind of wish I was in that move. So we can look for a retracement as it goes up to the 50 cents. I will look for a retracement here and think it's just not going to shoot straight up without some sort of, back and forth, give me 10, 15 bucks here. Well, maybe it was only going to give me 7 and I didn't take it. Oh boy. People are loving this stock. I should just ride it high, ride it long. Getting myself in trouble again. I can't help it. I love to play the retracements. I'm almost willing to take a lesser loss if it gives me an opportunity. It was $9 loss. Struggling today on this stock. I'm playing it the wrong way. I would be long biased on it for sure, but I was trying to capture a retracement. Like that's the way I trade a lot. Thinking I just want to stay green for the day and just get out for a loss here, not add to my position. It is stopping there though, up at the 210. So just below the 210 it stopped. It's not giving me enough to add to a position for sure. Not retracing enough for me to add. One more bounce. I'm going to take 22 cents if I got it. Was that a cheesy trade or what? Yeah, I almost bought right back into. I was just like, double click. More of a dip. More of a dip. Looking at the 50 cent again. Oh, I should have taken it down there. Rode this up. There it goes. Boom. I hope a lot of you guys are just not doing the retracement and just riding it because this is a good stock to go up today. I'm going to try to get in it again. Oh, man. There it goes. Boom. 210. Broke it. I don't like to trade large caps like momentums. And just chase it and just hit, buy high and sell higher. All right, I am going to get in below the 210 because I think it's going to keep blowing above it. I will add to it if it gets down here and starts to turn around at the fib. Gives me a better position. I just didn't want to miss the trade entirely, so I got in like a swing trader, a little high, and then hoping it's going to continue what it's doing here. A lot of people are probably going to be jumping on this right now. So I'm in a quarter of my position. My full position would be 400 shares. I'm at 209.98 and getting hurt. 210 is like a nice number for people to stop, right? They look at that like we should stop here. As it turns around, if it starts to turn around, I will jump in it. Anything in the, I'm going to go ahead and take that to get to half my position as it's heading up. So now I'm at 83 cents, right near my profit level. Let's see if it can break that 210. Hold out to break the 210, guys. Let's see. Or is it going to just keep pounding there and toy with us? Definitely made a move up there, then stalled. Here it goes again, looking to go to full position as it moves up or just take a profit. Hold a little longer. Didn't break the 210 yet. 90 cents on the ask. I'll take that. All right, so that got me to 58 bucks. I'm going to go back down to my low. Now we are not trading the consolidating strategy. We are trading sort of a scalping chase the bouncing ball strategy, but it looks like it's easy to read this. So as it keeps going up and stepping down, right now it seems fairly easy. Just got to be careful of a big flush here. 82, 78. I'm going to take that. So I got it at 74, looking at a much better dip than the last time. Wanting it to recover up there, and I'll take just a small win, 69. Looking for it to dip again. Take it again. 76 this time. Looking for a small. These are rolling about 15 cents. So this is dropping. See the target dropping? So that got me to 84. This is how you scalp, guys. So look for the dip. Now we just broke it. So holding that would have been better. I just didn't know if that's the break. That was the break that I was waiting for, but I got out a little early. It seems very strong up there to get into a dip, even in the 90s, like I was once before. Oh, darn it! I was in the 80 cents range, and then I got out of it. I'm looking for a better dip down there. Oh, I'm going to take it. It's going back up. So look at the level 2. You can see, the way it's swaling when you get in. So I'm at 92 cents now, looking for it to break over the 210. It's going to hurt me. So here's the 50-cent mark. I would want it to turn around. I wouldn't want to just get a better price position as it goes down. It's hurting me now. So it does seem to be really respecting the 210. This could be the top. So let's be careful here, guys. So it's starting to go back up, 73. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get into the full share as it swales up. You're swaling up. Remember, that's what you were showing me. Don't go back down again. It hit 3 different times in the 70 cents, and then it just dropped. So now I'm down to 81 cents, very close to my position to make a profit. So let's see if we can get it back up to 210. There it goes. Well, it was close. It dropped right when I hit it. So broke $100. Let's go for the 150. Had I held it a little longer, it would have been good. I'm going back to my quarter position. This is more scalping than RV strategy, guys. This is more taking the small wins and keeping a conservative look on your bottom line. So I went in. Boy, that was a terrible. All the way up to 94 cents on the market. Not good. I want to get out of this position, frankly. With a delay, and then the fact that market's not giving you the best fill, it can really make a difference of like 10 cents sometimes, which when you're doing this is a big difference. So it's really making a flat top at this 210. So my thought would be it's going to break it, but let's see. So let's see if it starts to swale up. Yeah, it looks like it is, so it's not real strong, but by past information, it looked like it was giving me a reason to. So I'm at 78 cents now. Give me a reason to take a chance to go into half size there based on this pattern. That's the buy-sell oscillator turning around. I don't want to see that. But and I could sell ask to make sure I get a better fill here. Let's wait. Really get up there. There we go. So I wanted it to get to the 210. So we made our goal today. So if you've made your goal, you should stop. That was our goal right there, right? So we did it. We still have quite a bit of time left, so I'm going to keep going on for the people that haven't made it. So I recovered from a $100 and something loss and brought it back. And other than that one trade, I was accurate. I'm pumping myself up. That's what I'm doing. I don't see a reason to switch off of this because we're getting some good. We're getting some really easy price action to call until it isn't, so I'm going to go ahead and go in off this 71 cent. What did I get at 73 cents? I was about to say the more times it doesn't stay up there, the more times I get a little concerned that it's going to break down. So the 15-minute first time red. Remember, if you made your goal, you shouldn't be trading anymore. Because that just got a riskier move. Although that coming in on the market magnet is giving me confidence. I'm looking at the way this is moving. I'm at 73. Is it going to get me into the 40 cents? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add to my position there based on that move. And we'll take another 15 bucks or so. See the magnet coming? This is going to pop up. See? Now that's like a springboard. So it's counterintuitive to get out, but sometimes it takes a second, but then, hey, it popped right back down. So this is staying here, guys. I mean, this is staying to break high. So we've got a nice little consolidation level to stay high. Even going short now is starting to become much safer to ride it down than ride it up. So let's see if we can really make some nice channels here. It's on the even dollar, so I don't really need to do it here. It's a 50-cent channel. Yeah, I don't need to mark anything here. So I'm going to look for a really high mark here and try to short it off that again so it bounces back down to the 210. Let's see. 14, 16. I want higher than that. 18. I'll take that. So I got that at 14. Wow. Was that a terrible fill? I'm just going to get out of that. That was terrible. I was up in the 22 cent here, and it only gave me at 14 cents. That's why I got out right away. I was like, no, I'm not staying in that position. And I would have made, well, I think I did make $7 or $8, but I mean, I would have made like $10 or something, $10 to $12 had I held it for the true dip. So I think I'm going to do the ask. I don't know why it's filling me so bad on Apple, as far as the spread in the market. So I was looking at the market maker, and it should have given me 20, 22 cents. So now it's interesting. Do you bounce off the $10 even and go high? Because it is staying above it now. Makes me not want to go short as much now. So it's making a new channel, guys, right here. So let's see if this is going to maintain for a few candles. It's stopped its rise, meteoric rise, and it's just stair-stepping up ever so slowly. Oh, there we go. So can we get a good dip down here? The 70, 60 cents range, 209.60. Nope. Still confirming that it wants to stay high. Wants to keep going up. Might be better to get any dip below the 210 and then ride it high. See, the price action is telling us that it's just steady as she goes here. Upward. There it goes. Wow. Big boom. Big boom up there. Almost went short. That's my reaction. Go short. It's coming back. Okay, so I got it exactly at 210 as it dropped. Oh, it's still at 200. Oh, man, I went in half my position. That was a mistake. Okay. Well, let's get out for a profit. How about that? So you will not see me add to this anytime soon. Have to be good conditions to go into the full 400 shares. I get mad at myself when I make stupid human errors like that. Decisions are one thing, but technical stuff like that's just stupid. I'm actually just trying to get out of this position without a big hit. I like the idea that I can change my price point by adding to my position. Wow, that almost picked me up. There we go. So that ended up being okay, but let's just put this right back down. Feel more comfortable when it's just that. So 198, how are we doing on time? So, okay, guys, I hope we made the 150, as you know, so now we're just adding cream here. We're just getting better. Sugar to our coffee. Wow, I almost picked that dip up. Was that fast or what? Do you see that? It was down to 70 cents, 209.70 for a second. Got it at 82. I like that. Unless it's a drop off, I think that's a really good position. I'm only a quarter in my, so I have time to add if it starts to really go up. I'm at 82. I should look to add if it starts to go into the 90 range there. $0.90, 92 on a couple swales up would make me. Oh, that's not what's happening though. Now it would pick it more at like the 70. Let's see, 64, 68, 60. I'm looking at the ask, trying to determine the swale movement. It's not. It's still going down. So there it goes. All right, I'm going to go in there. And oh, I was almost profitable for just a split second. Now I'm at 76 cents, so I'm not far off the number. And pound up to $10 for me. 210. 210. Oh, nice. There we go. 231. So this is really easy to read. Famous last words, right? But controlling your share size here is really important. And then if it starts to dip off, if you don't see it swaling up, do not add. And then make sure you're watching your max loss, right? That's what I would do. This is all what I would do information. So it hit that. It spiked at that 2950 again and just completely turned around. So we're getting much lower dips here to get a good entry if it continues to go up. So we just have to make sure it's not going to channel hop down here. This may be the beginning of the retracement. So we're into almost a half hour in. Now, a lot of people, including all the RV strategy people, a lot of people jump in 30 minutes after market opens. So this could be where you get a lot of traders trying to play it long. So they'll look at this. So let's see. That's in 11 seconds. You're going to see some people jump in here, and the volume should go way up. So let's just see. I'm actually going to get in a long position in anticipation of that because that's what I would call it if I jumped in at 10. So I'm just going to take a small gain there. Let's see if the volume increases like it should. If people are calling Apple to trade. So it did go up higher. Yeah, I should have hung into it. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Boy, it hit that fib down on the 5 minute. It looks like it just hit the fib and turned around. But here's where the fib actually is. So here's our channels, right? So we got 210.32 all the way down to like 209.32, $1 channel, with a 50-cent channel being more of a sweet spot. So think about that with your share size. You got a $1 channel. You better be able to traverse $1 without hurting you. We've really tightened our target zone here. I would go for 12 to 15 cents long and maybe 10 to 12 short. Not try to ride it the whole distance, you know. Just take your profits and go. Tim Cook to join Trump at the White House. Wow. Okay, we need to get in this. Let's get in this. That just came out 1 minute ago. So let's ride this for a second. That is a good catalyst. Let's see if we can get back up to at least to the 210. I'll take it right there at 96. Got it. That was an easy call based on that news. So hopefully you guys got that. So I think that's going to keep it going. So let's still look. Let's trade safely. Like, look for the dips. I think it's going to rise up, though, so it might not dip where it was a minute ago. I'm waiting to see what's going to happen here. It takes a while. We're on the cutting edge of news, right? So it takes a while for it to get to other people that trade through their brokers, whatever it might be. I think it's almost 9 million day traders now, but they're not all trading Apple. So Yeah, it's just not going to give me a dip. So I'm going to go in off of that. Let's see if we can get it up to at least again to the 210, take some profit. Got it 88. I was trying to get it down to the 60 cents again. I just didn't seem like it was going to go. But let's see. Oh, there we go. News is starting to hit. So I took a baby step. Wow, we got a good stock to trade. I was thinking about trading Apple from the very beginning. Had I not made that first trade, I'd be over $400. And so you think to yourself like, oh, God, what are you doing, man? Why do you have to gamble? I got some comment from a guy. He has no idea what he's doing. It's gambling. Yeah. Well, I announced that, didn't I? I had an idea what I was doing. I put out there, like when you walk to a casino sometimes, I have $500. I plan to lose every dime and have a great time. So it's just all perspective, right? And if I win and become a millionaire, great, Way back when in the 80s, I'm old. I was definitely a card counter in the casinos. The facial recognition was pretty bad back then. They wouldn't let you wear sunglasses because they were looking at your eyes and stuff like that. Yeah, I was involved in all that stuff. It was fun, to do that. I did really well. What I didn't like was all the smoking, constantly, that I couldn't get away from. Like, I don't begrudge you smokers, whatever, but when I'm trapped in a room and it's so thick that I have to wave my hand, and then you're not trading, you're gambling for hours and hours. It's not healthy, man, So I know it's hovering at this 210 now. I'm not sure we're going to get a dip like that again, so I'm kind of watching to see if it's just going to take off here. Huh. Got a little bit below 210. That was tempting. It's just stalling here at 210. Give me a dip and I'll get in. I'll ride with you. Come on. Give me more of a dip down to the 209.80 cents maybe. Yeah, I'm going to be calling it in a minute, guys, but I think we're on to something really good to trade throughout the day. And with that news that just came out with Tim Cook coming to the White House, Apple stock jumps as White House touts new U.S. investment for the company. Oh, this is just going to take off today. This would be a good one to ride for the day, right? To just take off with it. I'm going to go ahead and get in there. I'm going to chase it. I talked myself into it. I got excited. So I'm going to chase that even though I'm at 210.16. So only a quarter of my position. I'm going to hold this for a minute and just see if it's going to suddenly take off. Because that story just came out at 10:01 4 minutes ago. It's pounding the stories. People are starting to read them. So look at it go, right? Kind of wish I would have taken 200 shares there. So I'm thinking about if it goes up, adding to my position, which is how you trade momentum. I'm going to add to 200 shares there and hope for the best. Now I'm at 31. I would think at the 50 cent, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take that at the 50 cent because it might do a retracement here for a minute. Yeah, there it goes. So remember, people trade with the whole and half dollar, guys, so you got to remember that. But I think that this is a really, again, my personal opinion, this would be a good one to ride for a while. I'm probably, when I get off here, we're going to be continuing to trade this. So, this is kind of a no-brainer right now for this news. So we'll dip below the 210.50 again. Is it even going to dip? No, it's just taken off. I'll take that. What did I get it at? 49. Let's see if it's going to keep pounding on the 250 or just take off here. I'm pretty high now, so it could get a retracement. I'm counting a lot on this catalyst, which I'm not feeling super duper good about, but over the day I'm feeling good about it, but on scalping it I'm not. As you can see, I'm getting hurt. So I would, if it goes down to the 210, I'd look for a turnaround at the 210 to see if it's going to start climbing back up, and then add to my position. If it's going to go down that low, there it goes. Let's see. Oh, it's adding. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, and it's telling me that it's going to go right back up. So we're going to write it with a larger share size. There it goes. I'm at 35 now, so I'm right at my position. 200 shares. Oh, it dropped. Now a bunch more people are reading the news. Then a bunch more people are reading the news. Hey, I should get in that stock. Let's make some big money. So I want to ride it at least to the 210.50 cent here on this move, which would give me $30 more if it goes up that high. Man, I don't like the MACD sending it down. So that's the MACD sending it down. And the buyer volume dropped. Those are all bad newses right there for me in this position. But let's see. It could pull down to the magnet, which is 209.84. That would be kind of painful. Wow, it really stalled right here. Come on. Here's our big push. Here's our big push. I'm willing it. I'm willing it. Let's get up there. It was green. I got to go too, guys. So I hope you guys did good today. I'll try to get a recap out on this. Come on. You want to push up there. You know you do. Reversal sign, good. Reversal meaning let's go back up. There it goes. So that was at 42 for a second. I'll take it there, mostly because I have to go. All right, guys, I hope it was good for you today. Keep going at it if you can. This is like an easy money. It's like, I hope you guys are doing good trading this. It seems pretty good to me. So, all right, thanks for watching. Be careful out there as always. Stay inquisitive, and we're having a good month already. So go green, guys. I'll see you soon.